Here's another excellent example of a header with a title on the left. Check out the faded background image that helps to add extra depth to this design. Notice the 3-section grid being used. Again, here we have the invisible grid in action, along with the photo of some people. As you can see in this example, the man is looking at the text and the handful of money on the far left hand side. When you can get your graphics to interact with other elements of your design, it makes it all the more powerful. But in this case, you'll notice that there's a lot of text in the header panel, and whatever it is that you're doing, I would tend to stay away from that, as it can overcomplicate the design itself. In this case, it was something that the customer specifically requested, so I just did my best to make it look as good as possible. You've probably noticed a blue theme running through most of the designs I've created here. Well, there's a very good reason for this. Blue is a very powerful colour. It can make people stay at websites longer because it relaxes and calms them down. People also associate dark blue with authority, and people buy quicker from authoritative figures or businesses. The colours I use that go well with blue tend to be orange or yellow for highlighting and attention grabbing, and light blue or even some yellow shades of green for something more subtle. Do you see how a strong design doesn't have to be complicated, as in this example here? You couldn't get any simpler than a graduated background with 2 pictures and some bold text. Do you see how powerful it can be? Here's something that looks more complex, but if you look closely you'll see that the design is actually very simple. Again, the design consists of just 3 main elements across the top. Can you see them? The following designs illustrate more examples for you to take a close look at. Notice the typefaces, grids and colours used. See if you can spot any more formulas I've used. Using big, bold and bulky text is great for creating impact with your headlines. The name of this typeface is Impact, which is a standard Windows font. This is my favourite design. I just love the atmosphere of the explosion with the @ symbols that come flying out. This could make a great animation. When you're creating your designs, try and keep at the back of your mind the other applications you can use the design for. This just helps to prevent you from reinventing the wheel each time you create a new design, and also saves you a lot of time. When considering your design, have a think about any navigation you'd like to include. In this example here, I've just found a nice bitmap font and used that as the font for the different parts of the navigation. And really it's just a question of dividing up an area with the text in with the vertical bars, as you can see in this example here. It really has to be very simple. Here's another simple layout consisting of just 3 parts. Again, you'll see the interaction between each design element. This is a powerful design technique that helps you to build greater impact and helps you to lead the eye around the page. So if we take a closer look at the design, can you see the lady on the far right hand side is gesturing with her hand, simply pointing towards the text, and the monitor on the other side. But of course the most important thing here is the text. So can you see the interaction that we're setting up into place here? Again, contrast is playing another important role in this design. Look at how the handwriting plays off against the very formal bold lettering of the words Net Profit Map. You could easily do this yourself. Just try scanning in your signature and incorporating it into your design. Here's an interesting idea you might want to try. Find all the pictures you want to use, then slice them up and overlap each edge. This can all easily be achieved within Photoshop, and in the future lessons that are coming up within the next few weeks and few months, I'll show exactly how to go about doing this. It's a great effect when used properly. Sometimes it's not possible to find the exact images you need, exactly as you need them. In this example here, I added the $ and changed the original image from red to green. You can create all this very easily within Photoshop. Doing these things just adds another layer of originality to your final design. In this design here, I've applied all the design formulas I've shown you so far. Can you see them all? Well, first of all, we've got 3 areas. We've got the 3 areas that are form the parts of the different parts of the grid structure and the way things are divided up into three. In this case here we've got the text on the far left hand side making one part, we've got the image on the right hand side making a second part, and then we have the navigation running right the way across the bottom, that is the third part. Now also within that there's contrast. If you look at the typography, the words marketing tools and review, I've highlighted the words marketing tools and then contrasted that with the word review, just simply in white. And then if you have another look at this in the background, behind the main text there's a portion of the photograph image of the building. So it's a very simple design, very simple formulas. This is something that really anybody can do once they understand how it's all done. When creating your design, look for ways you can merge the images into the main design, as you can see here. Usually it's just a matter of cutting an image out, as I've done here. The only drawback is you need to find an image that hasn't already been cropped. Sometimes you might find pictures that are perfect, but their head's been cut off at a funny position. So what you're looking for is pictures of people or objects where you can see the whole thing. That's easily going to fit within your design. Blending images like this makes a refreshing change to pictures in squared up boxes. What do you think?